Hello guys, it's Pino123 and I'm back with another r/entitled parents. Let's get straight into the video. This one's titled, Mother Misunderstands How Private Buses Work. Okay, so here's a story from when I was about 11 or 12. It was that time of the day when we get picked up from school. I'd been taking the bus since I was 11, as my parents deemed me old enough and said it would help me grow my individuality. Plus, it was a school bus reserved for the kids only, so I was in no danger. But anyway, it was a Friday afternoon and I was looking forward to going home and spending the weekend playing Persona 3 when there was some sort of commotion at the front of the bus. I looked ahead and saw some mother trying to get onto the bus with her child. Now, this bus was strictly for children only, for what should be obvious reasons. We had no way to clarify if this woman was actually someone's mother, and it was better safe than sorry, as they say. What I heard next though was absolutely mind-boggling though. The conversation between the driver and this lady was, frankly, hilarious. Keep in mind, I was living in the UK at the time, so prepare for some British slang phrases. Bus driver: I'm sorry ma'am, you can't get on. The bus is reserved for the children. You'll have to find another way. Her mother: what the fuck? Keep in mind, this is a bus with 8 to 12-year-olds on it. I come all the way out here. I walk to collect my damn daughter only to find some minimum wage a-hole won't let me get this bus home? Did you know what I've gone through? Bus driver: sorry ma'am, but children only. We can't risk letting a random adult on. Mother: so, you're calling me a fucking nonce? How do I know you aren't one? At this point, everybody on the bus was staring at the woman and the poor driver looked like he wanted to just get on with his job. But of course, the woman would not relent. Mother: I have a right to be on this bus. My children are part of the school. Bus driver: then all means your children can get on, just not you. It's policy. By then, the daughter, who was around my age, tried to slip onto the bus, blushing, clearly embarrassed at the attention, but her mother sharply tugged her back. Mother: no, girl, you are not getting on this bus until this a-hole lets me on with you. After 10 minutes of back and forth, the mother eventually left, taking the child with her, and the driver sighed with relief as we finally headed off home. The ironic part is, the woman's daughter I ended up dating and still do to this day, and she said once, and I quote, "Sometimes I wish I had your parents or even anybody else's." This one's titled, When Karma Literally Shoots an Entitled Dad in the Foot. Now, I used to work as a customer service supervisor at my current job, a retailer of sporting equipment. I work in the back office now, but I encountered a lot of fun situation during my time at the service desk. So, this one night, one of the managers come up to me and asked me to make him a $50 gift card for an upset customer. This isn't out of the ordinary, as we do occasionally give them out for issues. I found out later from a co-worker the whole backstory to what happened. Now, I wasn't presented for this, so I don't know exactly what was said, but here are the basics. Entitled dad with his 5-year-old comes up to my co-worker and asks him where he can find one specific BB gun and shows him a page he printed out from our website. It's a semi-auto one with a magazine that can fit 60 BBs in it. My co-worker says sure and that he thinks the customer will have fun time shooting targets with it. Dad says it's not for him, it's for his son's birthday. My co-worker asks how old his son is, hoping that dad means a teenager or something at home and not the little kid with him. Dad says 5, so yep, he means the little guy with him. My co-worker tells him that he thinks it's a bad idea to give a kid that small any BB gun, never mind a semi-auto one with such a high capacity. He recommends buying him one of the Nerf dart guns we sell instead. Dad flips and starts telling him that his son gets whatever he wants because it's his birthday and that he wants that BB gun, so he's getting that BB gun. End of story. After my co-worker refuses to sell it to him, my manager gets involved and instead of backing my co-worker up, he not only sells him the BB, but gets that gift card from me because the dad was accusing our store of nearly ruining his kid's birthday. Now, let's fast forward a couple days. There I am at the desk and this guy comes up to me with a return. I open the bag and it's a small semi-auto BB gun. Now, I never knew what the entitled dad looked like, so I don't immediately make the connection. I ask him why he's returning it. He mumbles something and asks if I really need to know. I tell him since the box is open, I do need to know, especially if it's defective, as we need a reason to tell the manufacturer when we send it back for our refund. He doesn't answer for a long moment and then he says one of the best lines an entitled parent could ever say. My son shot me in the foot. It clicks. I want to make sure, so I ask him how old his son is and he responds with 5. Holy poop, it's that entitled dad from the other night. I mentioned that 5 seems kind of young to let someone play with a BB gun like that, and he says very quietly, "We wanted that one though." I reply with, "And he shot you in the foot with it." He nods, just formally echoes, "He shot me in the foot." He doesn't say much else for the rest of the transaction. I refund his money and he thanks me and then leaves. I still can't believe this guy told me the exact reason he was returning instead of just making up something. But let me tell you, I absolutely made my co-worker's day when I told him just who came back to the store and what just happened. This one's titled, Aunt and Cousin Take Most of My Games Because I Don't Need Them Apparently. A little backstory. This happened when I was about 11/12 and my dad and I had moved closer to some of his family. My aunt was very close to our new house, so she came over daily with her 10-year-old son. I was very courteous at first, so me and her son always played my Xbox 360 while they were at our house. It had been a few months since we had gotten to our house and I realized that a few of my games were missing, which I thought I had just misplaced. I was very wrong. The next few days, more and more of my games went missing, until one day, me and my father visited my aunt's house. When I went to go and find my cousin, he was in his room playing one of my games I had lost. On his Xbox, I thought he had gotten the same game too, until I saw a pile of games that were the exact same ones I had conversation went. I put it all together and asked my cousin why he has my games. EA, entitled aunt, EC, entitled cousin, D equals dad, M is me. Me, hey. EC, why do you have my games? EC, these aren't your games, these are mine. Me, but those are the exact games I thought I had misplaced. EC, no, they are mine. While putting the games away. Me, walks to EA, completely calm. Me, EA, I think EC took my Xbox games. EA, EC told me that you gave him those. Me, well, I definitely did not. EA, well, let him keep them anyways, you have plenty. Me, but I only have a few left. EA, they really needed new games and you don't need them. Me, I would like to have them back. EA, in a really pissed off and snarky tone, no, you don't need them, but EC does. Me, calls my dad. Dad, what is going on? Me, I explain what is happening to my dad and he is pissed. EC must give my son's games back. EA, your son doesn't need them. He can get more. It's not a big deal. Dad, it is a big deal. Those games were gifts to my son, not yours. At this point, my aunt ignores my dad and tells EC to ignore and keep the games away from us. This is when my dad snapped and demanded that her son gives me my games back, and when he didn't, he went into his room and took them back. EC, no, but they are my games. starts wailing. EA, give EC his games back. They weren't his games to begin with. EA tries to take games out of Dad's hand while screaming, they are his now. Me and my dad walk out while listening to my aunt scream and cuss on the way out and dealing with non-stop messages and calls. We cut all ties, we haven't spoken since.